Welcome to Nothing is Sacred, and today we are going to watch this criminal mastermind get busted. Let's hear what they have to say about the incident. Here's some background on this.
Accountably disappeared.
There should be 12 $100 bills in there total between the two, and now there's only one $100.
At first, she didn't know who was stealing the money. Later, she became suspicious of an employee. This worker started buying new cars and often came to work with new Gucci bags each week.
Hold on a second. So this fucking genius has been stealing tons and tons of money from her job, right? This woman obviously knows how much she pays her employees. So obviously she knows that she doesn't pay you enough to be having brand new cars and new Gucci bags. I mean, this thief has to be one of the dumbest people in the world. If you're going to steal from your job, don't show up to your job with a bunch of brand new fancy shit that you've used from your proceeds to steal. Now, of course, we're cheating a little bit because we know the title. So this idiot got so greedy that they thought they could lift 25 grand in cash and nobody would notice. Not 25 grand in cash over like 5 years or no, 25K in one shot. She took now you've now passed into, this is now like grand larceny, obviously now.
Sorry, I'm a nervous wreck.
I
never thought this would happen. I treat my
And you got your initials you said on this all this?
The owner chose to devise her own counter-sting operation. She marked the bills with a distinctive letter before the officers arrived as a method to confirm that the money was indeed stolen from her cash register.
That's like we have the bank numbers. Plus, we have the serial numbers of the other bills. Okay. So, all right.
This is definitely hard activity.
Just how does she look?
She's got a long tan khaki skirt. She's got a black leather jacket. She's the shorter of the two. She looks kind of Latin.
All right. Let's get a peek at what our criminal mastermind looks like here.
Yeah.
There she is. There's the prom queen.
You have to register tape too.
Now, hold on a second. Do you think her heart is racing right now? Right? Like, she knows she's been stealing from there, right? Now she sees the police there. She also knows she just stole 25 grand in cash. Either today or yesterday. I'm not 100% sure. When she sees the cops, do you think she's just shitting herself right now? I mean, your heart has to be pounding through your chest right now when you see the police. But you know, there's probably like one part of her mind who's like trying to make her feel better. You know, like there's a part of her that's like, well, maybe they're not here for that. You know, maybe they're not here to catch me stealing. Maybe they're here for something else. When deep down she knows, like, what else could they possibly be here for? Let's see how this progresses. We're not going to watch that 12 minutes.
Timestamp too.
Okay, you got that on video? Or do you just tape?
I just have me on video, but not her on video doing it. But I have the time that she went over time.
Yeah, of course. What's your phone number?
Excuse me, ma'am.
917?
I love how now she's pretending to be like a good employee. She's been robbing this lady blind, but now all of a sudden she's dedicated to her job and has to take this phone call.
She's on the phone with the customer.
Okay.
Do you think she could feel the police like right on her back right now? Oh, I just can't imagine how nervous you must be. Or if maybe she's just so fucking crazy and stupid, she's not even nervous. She doesn't even know she's supposed to be nervous. I don't know.
Okay, perfect. All right, I'll get some pictures out to you, okay? All right, perfect. We'll give you a text, okay? I'll try to get them out to you today.
Hello. Hey,
Hi.
how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Catch me.
Hey, what's going on? Hey, how you doing, officer? Oh no, I mean, I almost said this poor girl, but I mean, she did it to herself. I mean, she's not bright. 25 grand in one swipe is ballsy.
Great Police Department.
Yeah.
The reason why I'm here today is because we got a call in reference to something. I was wondering if we could talk to you for a second. Okay?
Yeah, of course.
Is there somewhere we can talk to her?
If you want to privately, you can just go in the back.
Yeah, you go ahead and show us.
Her answer right now should be lawyer, 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 lawyer. Am I being detained? Am I under arrest? Lawyer, lawyer. Don't say anything.
Just like I did right.
Let's see. Let's bet $5 that she immediately spills the beans.
Back.
Yep.
Sorry. Messed back it.
All right. So first question.
Oh
is,
no! Oh no! At the beginning of the video, that wasn't her. I'm an idiot. I trashed that poor other girl and labeled her the thief. She wasn't the thief, the girl at the beginning. Wow. So let's apologize to I like how I listened to the description and was like, oh, gold tan, that's the same thing. What a fucking idiot.
I was accused of stealing money at a party. That was it.
Okay, well, got your car.
Yeah. All right, I'm just going to read this out to you, all right? You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can will be used against you in court. You have the right to talk to a lawyer for advice before we ask you any questions, to have a lawyer with you during questioning. If you cannot afford a lawyer, one will be appointed to you before questioning if you wish. If you decide to answer questions now without a lawyer present, you will still have the right to stop questioning at any time until you talk to a lawyer. Do you understand the rights I just read you?
Sure.
Okay, so tell us about it.
I was really just looking for a tampon. All I was doing was trying to look for a tampon. I thought I started my period, and I had moved this girl's bag. I only paid her back because I didn't want anything to happen. I didn't want it to be put on me because I'm not that kind of person. And the way she was talking to me, like, it felt like it was gonna be.
Who was the she? Was it your manager or?
No, it was a girl at the party that I guess she had messaged me.
I like how your strategy to get out of stealing now is to admit to the police that you stole before. Like, what? What are you doing? Why are you telling them this story? I mean, I would love to interview this woman and go, okay, they're accusing you and arresting you for stealing, right? What made you think the best plan of action would be to immediately tell them a story about recently when you were accused of stealing and how you just paid the person back even though you were innocent? Like, wouldn't you love to interview her and go, just run this by me? Can we go step by step and just tell me what the fuck you were thinking? But then again, she stole 25 grand in one swipe from her job. So obviously she doesn't do much thinking.
And she said, like, I saw you the one doing that.
And what's this young lady's name?
I didn't get to know her. I have it on my phone. I can show it to you.
You realize they want to know her name now so they can add charges to this crime already and build a history of a criminal history for you for when you go to court and you try to get a plea deal and say, this is my first time. I made a huge mistake. And they go, well, you admitted to all of this. Her lawyer is going to have a heart attack when he or she sees this video. I could imagine her lawyer is going, shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up. Listen, I wouldn't advise anybody to steal or do anything wrong. But I will say, it really is better to say absolutely nothing. I know your natural instinct is that you could think that you could somehow talk your way out of it, but you can't. And the second they read you your Miranda rights, there's nothing that you're going to say that's going to change it. So you just need to shut up and say lawyer. They say the same thing with the DUI checkpoint, especially if you're not drinking alcohol, right? Because if they try to, like, if they pull you over for DUI, and let's say you agree to take the tests, right? So let's say you pass the breathalyzer, but then they say, oh, you failed the pen eye test. And then when they blood test you, and let's say they find some marijuana in your system, they're going to say, that marijuana you smoked before you drove, and that's going to be enough basically to convict you of driving under the influence, right? If you refuse to take any of the field tests, right? Or the breathalyzer or any of it, they take you to the hospital, they do a blood test because that's what they'll do. There is no number for marijuana in your system, right? There's no way to tell when you smoked it based off the levels. It's a lie. There is no real way. It stays in different people's systems for different amount of time. It has to do with your frequency, your weight, a million things can factor in. So if you don't fail any of the field tests, your lawyer can then in court argue that they don't have any real evidence that you were driving under the influence, because he can argue that marijuana could have been in your system from 2 weeks ago, and therefore it would have had no effect on your driving. But with that failed pen eye test or walking the line or any of that other stuff, it doesn't matter. Your lawyer will most likely be able to get it thrown out of court. At the very least, everything would be dropped down. So just some friendly advice. If you get stopped and they're trying to give you a DUI, you're better off not complying with any of it at all. Because you could be stone sober, and if you fail I can't do the walking test, like the foot over foot sober during the middle of the day. I can't do it. I know some people who are cops, and one time I was at a party and they were there, and I was completely sober, and I asked one of the cops there, if he would run me through a DUI check right at that point, like run me through all the different tests. And I failed every one of them completely sober. And to the point where he was like, you obviously have been drinking or smoking today. And I'm like, no, I just failed every one of those sober. So, I mean, those things are bullshit. But please don't drink and drive. Like, my cousin was hit by a drunk driver. I'm not excusing the behavior, but I'm just saying, if you're going to be stupid enough to commit a crime, at least be smart enough to not fucking blabber to them about it.
I think it started with an A, but she said, like, either way, I'm going to, like, put legal.
Okay, and where was this party?
It was at, like, a New Year's event center, Lake Mary.
Lake Mary, okay. Mm-hmm. Well, we appreciate it, but that's not necessarily why we're here today. We're here because you're being accused of theft. However, the theft is not in regards to that party. It's in regards to something that's happened here today.
Okay.
So you have a manager who advised us that, well, not manager, you have one of your other coworkers.
Now you can see she's starting to breathe real heavy because she knows she has that 25 grand somewhere on her right now. And they're going to find it.
He advised us that they left a certain amount of dollars, very identifying marks on that. And you were the only person in the store.
Okay.
So
she also has the receipts of the opening of when the drawer was opened, what exact time.
Okay.
Where we're at right now is I can't promise you anything, but for me, and I'm sure also for us, same thing, honesty is the best policy. Okay. So
they're lying to you. You've already been read your Miranda rights. You're fucked. There's nothing you're going to say right now that's going to get you out of this. So just shut the fuck up. But you know what? Sometimes people are so stupid, they just deserve it. And that's what the moral of the story is. Don't be so fucking greedy either. Ugh. I mean, 25. Ugh. How could, I mean, she didn't even have an elaborate scheme. This genius wasn't even ringing up purchases and then like not putting them in the register and pocketing the money. No, she was stealing money that was already accounted for. How do you not know you're going to get caught? They know they had 25 grand there. It's not there anymore. Like, I don't understand what in the world led you to believe you could get away with this.
Could you tell us anything about that?
I did do it. I I'm having some issues with money right now. I just like bought off a new car, so I haven't been working lately. I will admit to that. So
Was it just today, or has it been in the past?
it was today, and then I've done it in the past before, but never like large amounts.
How much would you say?
Probably like.
She's now admitting to previous things they don't have any clue about. Her lawyer is going to have a heart attack watching this.
Are we going to the back?
300 maybe was the most beforehand. It's in my bag.
Okay, can I get
Well, at least she's only admitting to misdemeanors now. Now, I did a little looking into this. Now, she, depending on the state, okay, over $1,000 is considered a felony. It's considered grand larceny. Anything under 1,000 is just like, petty theft, larceny, right? So she's already in grand larceny. But what I didn't know was there were different degrees of grand larceny. So depending on where she lives, now a first degree, this isn't going to be first degree grand larceny. Also, it varies a little bit state to state, but most states are pretty uniform. So first degree grand larceny would be $100,000 worth of shit or more. So she's good. Now, 25 grand could possibly fall into a second degree felony, but most likely I think it's probably going to be a third degree felony. And now I don't think she has any priors, but she's just keeps admitting to previous thefts, which are going to be held against her when she goes to court. So, I mean, she's realistically looking at, she's going to have to serve some time probably. Like, she's probably going to at least maybe do, it also depends on how good of a lawyer she gets. But she's really burying herself right now. I mean, I can't imagine she's not going to get at least, 2 to 3 months.
Yes, sir. It's going to be in that pocket.
If I'm wasting your time, I don't want to waste it. You guys have better things to do than this stuff. That makes sense?
No, that's stuff, no matter where it's from, man.
No. Your time is valuable. It's just sad.
All right, do you mind coming over here for me? Just to identify.
That's not my person. Can I take a picture or do you care?
I already have all the pictures. This is going on in the report. Can you identify these bills?
Give me 1 second. Do you see any J's so far? And I have serial numbers of the other side. I gotta get the serial numbers.
Well, the J's I know are winners.
There's 1 J. There's my J's.
There's another J here. This is the only J, but I'll get you the serial number.
That's a J.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Caitlin, I need the serial numbers.
No.
So I'm going to talk to her and see what she wants to do. Okay. At this moment, like I said, what she's alleging, it's a little bit more than okay. Like I said, for me, honesty is the best policy. Only thing I can do, have you ever been arrested?
No, sir.
So
Where do you think?
With situations that have happened, especially with things like that, I can't promise you that, but you don't have a record. So there's no pattern there. Now the situation out of Lake
Well, there's no pattern until she just established one in your previous interview, where she talked about a party where she was accused stealing. She openly admitted that she had been stealing previously from the store. It's so obnoxious how full of shit he is.
Mary, that has nothing to do.
But you know what? She should know better.
Yeah.
We're only here for this to happen.
And she shouldn't have been stealing. Again, she shouldn't have been stealing.
Happened today, and the stuff is happening over time. Okay, so like I said, it's not for us to sit up there and be like, hey, you did this, to come and hammer you about anything like that. No, nothing's wrong. You have to be accountable.
Doing a little good cop, bad cop right now. Hey, you made a mistake. People make mistakes. You're hurting right now. And then while the other guy's in there fucking digging her grave.
Moving forward.
Yeah.
Right? But it's not a situation where, like I said, it's not foreseeable that you could have a future after this. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go talk with her. And then I'll be because I don't want you to go back in there. And I'll be back. And I have to tell you at this moment, You're being placed in investigative detention. I'm not gonna put you in cuffs or nothing like that right now. We'll get to that later, okay? Just go ahead.
You already read her Miranda's rights, so she must be under
I
arrest.
have supporting documentation.
May she, can she have a seat for a minute?
Of course.
Let's have a seat. Okay.
Oh my God. Could you imagine the tension in the room right now as she has to look at her, as they had to just look at each other and now be in the same room after it's now 100% confirmed that she was robbing you blind for all this time? Wow, this has to be some of the most awkward moments right now.
You have your customary stuff. We'll do our best to keep it quiet, okay? Does this belong to you?
The $5 that was given to me from her.
I owed her money for coffee, the 5 singles.
I like how she still paid her for the coffee, even though she knew this girl was robbing her. It's a class act on the boss's part.
Let's not.
Let's see what happens here. Let's see. When does the lot?
To me, I feel like
You would have gotten.
You can have it.
Let's see.
Evidence and time.
They pull the money out.
How much was your purse? I want to hear what you think.
that was the most I've ever taken.
At a time, or
Do we see?
try to keep you away from. Pick this up.
Let's
Keep you away from, the general public. So, like I said, I talked to her.
The person accused was given a year of probation and must pay back $20,000. We hope she's learned from this so she won't end up on a show like America's Most Wanted.
Wow. So she only got probation. Good for her. She got lucky.